USA, golf and travel, going where you wanna go, learning things, meeting people along the way you'll want to know.
This is USA Golf and Travel with Mark Stewart and Rebecca Blackwell, your hosts for the show.
Welcome to USA Golf and Travel. This week, Mark and I are on a cruise in the Baltic aboard the boutique luxury liner, the Radisson 7 Seas Voyager. And we'll take you to Sweden, Estonia, Finland, and Russia, and through some of the most beautiful scenery on Earth. Stay tuned. Watch. Mark and I arrive for a journey of history in the making on this Scandinavian and Russian cruise, Copenhagen to Stockholm, on the Radisson 7 Seas Voyager with Captain Knut Hansen. All aboard! The ship sails for Visby, Sweden at 6 p.m.
The reality of the cruise sets in as Rebecca and I depart Copenhagen and watch our first sunset from our own private balcony. If this is any indication of what's to come, we are in for something special.
After our first night at sea, we wake up to find ourselves arriving at Visby, Sweden. But before going ashore, the ship presents a fashion show in the Constellation Theater, and I stop by to take a peek. Our number to the gangway is called, and we're on our way into Visby. Visby has been added to the World Heritage List, and there are only about 400 sites in the world. You can see that the town slopes down to a natural harbor. We see a green park leading to their historic wooden architecture. Most tourists enjoy an afternoon with ice cream, or just sitting in the sunshine, or wandering through their network of cobblestone streets. The central market is busy, and flowers are abloom. As we leave, we take one last look at this well-preserved medieval town. It was a very interesting afternoon, but we see the Radisson 7 Seas Voyager in sight as we head back for our second night at sea. We could hardly wait for a great burger at the pool grill, and then lounging in the sun by our own fabulous pool.
When Rebecca and I left on the cruise, I felt a little sad because I wasn't playing golf. But little did I know they've got a great golf practice facility here. A great way to stay in shape. Clubs for left and right-handed players. This is nice. This is a golf practice facility that goes around the world with you. On the third day of our cruise, we pull into Tallinn. It's in Estonia. It dates back to the 13th century, and its fairy tale town sits high up on the hills.
The Radisson 7 Seas Voyager just landed right here in Estonia. So come with us now. Mark and I set out looking for the folklore and legend of Tallinn, but got sidetracked shopping along the way.
Yeah, the country is Estonia and the city is Tallinn, and there's a long history here, and just some of the products they have are hand goods, and they're just beautiful, beautiful knits. Did you guys make this?
The town of Tallinn is dressed in costume.
Have a good drink and something to eat.
Recreating a time gone by for the tourists, with its many steeples weaved into the midst of an impressive Estonian masterpiece. Like the others, we were happy to have stopped here. Back to the Radisson 7 Sea Voyager beautiful, fabulous pool once again, to relax, talk, grab a bite to eat, and watch the ship find its way into the highlight of our trip, St. Petersburg, Russia.
We're in the La Veranda restaurant on the 7 Seas Voyager, and this is luxury. This is a 5-star hotel that goes anywhere in the world. Your room is always there, no matter where you are. And today, we're in St. Petersburg, Russia. Stay with us. We're going to see St. Petersburg a little later.
Before Rebecca and I head to St. Petersburg, we stroll through the art gallery on the ship. There are world-renowned artists with their works that you can buy right here on board the ship. And there's lots of shopping for all kinds of things.
Well, you may think you want to leave all your communication at home and just lose yourself on this voyage, but you would be surprised how many people are in here. And this is their cafe for internet. And you can see that you can just log on and you can do whatever you want with the web. It's just great, and I've really enjoyed it.
They also have computer learning classes right on board the ship.
We have our website up here, and you can see dream golf vacations do come true.
I've got to say, Rebecca, this is the most luxurious way to see some of the most exotic ports in the world.
It's just like being at home. You have your DVD selections here, and in our private suite with our own private balcony, we also have our DVD player.
As Rebecca and I look down the gangplank of the Seven Seas Voyager, we see that the Cold War is over. And as the buses gather to take us into St. Petersburg, we're excited.
Our tour takes us along the Neva River, where we see the Hermitage Museum and in the distance the dome of St. Isaac's Cathedral. It's a beautiful day when the Russians are enjoying the weather. As you can see, I'm busy shopping here as we stop along the river, and there's so much to choose from, and it's very colorful, and great hats. I wanted to cover myself with a shawl. I'm ready for the opera.
Opera and ballet are just some of the art forms that have enhanced the city of St. Petersburg. Now we go to St. Petersburg's first building.
At the beginning, this fortress was called St. Petersburg. But later, when the city took its shape on the banks of the Neva around the fortress, the city was called St. Petersburg after this fortress. And the fortress was renamed, and since that time it is known as the Petron Paul Fortress because of this cathedral. It is the Petron Paul Cathedral. In this chapel, Nicholas II is buried with his wife and with his children, plus 4 attendants to the royal family. They were arrested in their summer palace, it is Alexandrovsky Palace. Then they were sent to Yekaterinburg, where they were killed.
Our tour came to an end with a surprise: the choir at St. Peter and Paul Fortress. Originally, this fortress was built to protect the people, and now it houses the tombs of the Russian czars. Back on our tour, we pass an especially pretty blue monastery, designed by Catherine the Great, who was responsible for building most of the palaces and buying art for St. Petersburg. The main boulevard goes on for miles, passing several 5-star hotels. Next on the tour, St. Isaac's Cathedral, a must-see in this, a Russian imperial city. Your eyes will be dazzled by its mosaic icons, malachite, lapis, and huge granite columns. We really wanted even more time to look around.
You know, here in St. Isaac's Cathedral, there's 90 kilos of gold here. The gold on the roof was the payment for Alaska. It's all on the roof of this cathedral.
Looking up to the top of the dome, we know it is heaped with solid gold. The facades are decorated with inspirational biblical stories. Bullet holes and damage from World War II to the huge granite columns has been left unrepaired in some spots, just to remember. The beauty of St. Petersburg never ends, from the remarkable Winter Palace to the myriad of waterways, to the imported arts, to the wide Neva River lining the pathway throughout the entire city, to the Church of Spilled Blood, and to so many landmarks and domes, to the Great Lady of Russia, Catherine. The Winter Palace was built by Catherine, Peter the Great's daughter. It houses one of the world's finest art collections and is called the Hermitage, comprising 5 buildings in total. You will have a great overview tour through the Voyager, but plan for more time on your own. Well, we arrived back to the ship once again, and we're getting ready for a very special evening.
The Cordon Bleu is synonymous with Paris, and the Cordon Bleu signatures is synonymous with the Seven Seas Voyager.
My name is Christian. I'm the sommelier in signatures. I'm going to pour a Bon Premier Cru. It's a Burgundy. This gentleman here.
The finest wines in the world are served here on the Seven Seas Voyager, and at no extra cost, I might add. And there is no tipping, and the food It is marvelous. Check this dessert. After a wonderful dinner at Signatures, Rebecca and I did something we hadn't done in quite a while. That's go dancing. We had a great time, whirling and twirling the night away. And later, we watched the stars and the sun come up.
Mark started the day with shuffleboard. I couldn't pass up the Seven Seas high tea with delicious scones, finger sandwiches, and tea. Well, here we are in the library of the beautiful new Seven Seas Voyager, the Radisson Seven Seas Voyager, and we're in an exotic port here, St. Petersburg, and we're in Russia. I've asked Gudrun Werner to join me here in the library because not only do we have a wonderful ship to talk about, a beautiful new luxury cruise, but you can tell us when it was christened and some of the things that are going to happen to this ship through the next 12 months.
She was christened on March 31st in Monte Carlo, and for the last 4 months she sailed through Europe on her maiden voyage and of course the inaugural season, and literally every port she visited since then is a maiden call for her. January 10th will be her first call to Los Angeles, and that very day she will actually set sail for her world cruise for that year. It's not a cruise entirely around the world, but it covers several continents. And if you have the time, please join us for this 94-day voyage from Los Angeles back to Los Angeles. So it wouldn't even involve flying if you stay on board for the entire 94 nights. If you'd like to know a little bit more about it, the best thing would be visit your travel agent or look up our website, rssc.com, and you'll find all the detailed information about this cruise, the other wonderful destinations throughout 2004, and not only on board the Seven Seas Voyager, but also the other vessels of the fleet. We have the Seven Seas Mariner, the sister ship. We have the Seven Seas Navigator. We have our beautiful Radisson Diamond. And we have, of course, in Tahiti year-round, our wonderful Paul Gauguin, and for this summer still our baby, the Song of Flower.
We thank you, Gudrun. And now to our viewers, don't go away. We have much more for you. We're meeting the captain and cruise director. But first, I want to find Mark and see what he's doing. A good place to start is in the library.
You know, here on the Seven Seas Voyager, they have a library here, and it is a great library. And I just picked up a book on Helsinki. We're going to Helsinki in a few days here, and I've got to show this to Rebecca. She's going to really like this.
If you're an art lover, you'll enjoy the gallery on the Voyager.
Boy. They've got the London Contemporary Art Collection here, right in the hallway as you go to your room. This is really nice.
Welcome to the Voyager Lounge, madam.
Yes, the newspaper is very good.
Mark and I had even more food. We couldn't resist in the Voyager Lounge. While we enjoyed the entertainment, and you could say we were entertained around the clock. One of the things I especially like about this cruise is the choice of where to eat and when to eat. Open seating, in other words. Just take a look with us now at how beautiful this ship is. Modern, contemporary, and eye-appealing from every angle. All of the common areas have beautifully fresh-cut flowers. Later in the evening, while we were still in Russia, entertainers came from St. Petersburg to give us a real folkloric show. And afterwards, the ship gave us a cocktail party with vodka, and the entertainers stayed around to say hello.
The entertainment was great, and so was the vodka party afterwards. But what I really enjoyed was talking to the people that were involved, the people of Russia, to hear their story of life. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. They know how to put on a good show and throw a good party here on the Seven Seas Voyager. But Rebecca and I wanted something a little more intimate, so we went up to the observation lounge. After a great day on the Seven Seas Voyager, the next morning, I meet the cruise director.
Folks, I'm with Barry Hopkins here. He's the cruise director on the Seven Seas Voyager. And Barry, you have got quite the ship here. You really do. It is special, and I know you have a lot of amenities and things for people to do. Maybe you could tell us about some of those.
Well, we have, there's a full activities program which runs during the day, and then in the evening we have a show every single night on board the ship. During the day, of course, you know, we're a very port-intensive cruise line, so we actually probably offer more ports per cruise than any other cruise line in the world. Now that, of course, does limit what you can do during the daytime, because in all honesty the majority of our guests are ashore. But for those people who are staying on, I mean, we have obviously team trivia, we have an extensive library upstairs, we have there's tremendous outdoor activities. We have a sports deck on deck number 12 where they've got shuffleboard and they've got ping pong and they've got
a golfing
paddle tennis and a golfing range.
I tried that.
So you tried that. So there's a lot of things for them to do. When we're at sea, of course, we have a lot more things which the guests can attend. We have many lectures and movies in the afternoon on the big screen. We have popcorn movies. So there's always something going on. And of course lots of food. I mean, there's food galore.
There is so much great food.
Beautiful. I have to tell you, Mark, before we close this interview, but there are 6 dining outlets on this ship in total. You've got the Compass Rose, which is the main dining room. You've got the La Veranda. You've got the Latitudes, you've got the Signatures, you've got the Pool Grill upstairs, and if you take room service into consideration, 6 dining outlets for 700 guests.
Barry's going to show us one of the suites here on the Seven Seas Voyager, and I hear it's really something special.
Marvelous. Bathe and watch the world go by.
The Grand Suite opened to a very spacious living room, set up with high-speed technology. Well, I find myself here in one of the master suites, and as you can see, it is sweet. And you remember the days when you were favored to have a tiny porthole in your cabin on your luxury cruise? Times have truly changed for the better. Now you have a room-sized walk-in closet and jacuzzi tub with panoramic view. This is a luxurious tub, and you can watch the world go by right from your own private window here as you are in your tub. Notice the marble bathroom, extra shower heads, and so much detail in the bathroom. And also notice the wraparound outside balcony. This is definitely the good life. Well, I'm here at the wheel, and we're just about to leave St. Petersburg. The captain is over here. He's getting set. We're going to have an interview with him and watch it happen. So stay with us.
Welcome back on board. I hope you have had a nice stay here in St. Petersburg. We are preparing to sail. I want to get underway on schedule at 6 o'clock.
Now, just to let you know, Rebecca really isn't guiding the ship out of here. The captain is, thank goodness. And this ship is so technology advanced. This is the state of the art on the ocean.
The days of the captain standing there with his hands on the wheel navigating out to sea are over. This is technical, this is computerized. And we all watched. I knew it would be exciting, but I didn't think I would be this excited. When we looked up, we saw we weren't the only ones watching.
This ship can go literally sideways. It's amazing.
We can see that the passage out of St. Petersburg is particularly narrow. But fortunately, the ship is capable of moving out sideways. and the captain has all the necessary monitors to overlook the whole scene. He is truly the surgeon at sea. Now he's back to the helm as we are safely guided out.
You know, this ship is so comfortable, and you really don't realize how technology has really played a part on this ship. It's so magnificent being up here, and I'm just so glad I got to see this from the bridge. It is just really something.
The captain has his eyes on our next port, Helsinki.
Well, we're standing on the bridge of the Seven Seas Voyager. She's a state-of-the-art ship with a pod system, propulsion system that makes her very maneuverable and also helps make her quiet and fuel efficient. So sailing out of a difficult place like St. Petersburg, like a breeze, right, Captain?
On a day like today, it's like a breeze.
I have to say, one of the highlights of this cruise has been being able to come up here and watch the ship take off, and the captain with all his technology here. And we have a little small crowd here with us, and we're just leaving St. Petersburg. It's just been a wonderful trip, something that you will just never regret, that's for sure. And so plan to get aboard. Still standing on our left is the old USSR name for St. Petersburg. Often this has been a joy for me. I was very excited. The fanfare is over for now, but we're still thrilled to be on the bridge as we depart from Russia with the band playing as we pull out. A Baltic Sea cruise is spectacular, not to be missed. The water couldn't be bluer, and the towns, cities, and villages are breathtaking from a distance and close up. And now we arrive in Helsinki. The port is close enough that you can walk to the city. And the first thing you see in your walk is a church. So we joined the others and we stopped to take a look inside. This is our day for sightseeing in Helsinki, and we're starting off here at the Divine Church and working our way into the Central Market.
Let me just say, this is a city and a country that I want to know better.
Well, I'm trying on a few hats here in Helsinki. They're different, I'll tell you.
The open-air market here in Helsinki is a plethora of sights, sounds, and smells, and one of the most robust economies in Europe. Sitting on one of the world's most beautiful harbors, Helsinki is home to the Helsinki Peace Accord, and the Olympic Games too. Now, not that big of a city, Helsinki has plenty to offer, with great examples of neoclassical architecture, and beautiful parks, and people to help you around the city.
Tourist information.
Yes.
If we took that bus down there,
Which one, the
the sightseeing bus, yes, would that give us a good view of the city?
Yeah, it would. It takes about 1.5 hours. Of course, you don't have time to see everything, but the main sites, yes.
Here in Helsinki, they have double-decker bus tours that range from an hour and a half and longer, and they go by some of the beautiful sights of the city. Statues, national buildings, and the site of the Olympics, held here in Helsinki. The Finlanders are proud of their heritage with the water.
And they're proud of Sibelius Park with the sculpture of one of Finland's most famous composers. Also unique to Helsinki is the Church of the Rock, carved from a huge boulder and covered with copper dome. The city is green with many red brick buildings. It is a leader in shipbuilding today, using their harbor for everything, including the ritual of rug cleaning. The port stops are great for sightseeing, but boarding the ship again means we're back in the lap of luxury. I can't believe that there are still facilities we haven't seen, and one of them is a private conference room. We're on our way to the ship's spa for a massage, and I might indulge in a facial. We just missed a group exercise session, but Mark is in time to work out and build up. The ship has the latest, newest. I take this opportunity to check out the beauty salon with all its products. They have quality makeup and professional advice. It's time for Cordon Bleu dining again. Gourmet food prepared for presentation and taste. And here they come. Not one, but two, maybe three. And they have a surprise for Mark.
That's a surprise.
Would you like a little ground pepper?
Boy, does this look good.
And voila! Now that's service. At Signatures, they serve you with such a plume. Each entree is a show in itself. This is 5-star treatment. Oh, what a night. That's the name of the show we're going to see now in the Constellation Theater.
Hypnotizing, mesmerizing me. She was everything I needed. I never knew me a better time, and I guess I never will.
If you get up early, the ship belongs to you. It is so peaceful. I'm just quietly looking over the scenery as we approach Stockholm.
The passageway to Stockholm. It's one of the most beautiful parts of the trip. As we weave our way through little islands and towns along the way, we know that this is our last day, and it is a beautiful day. And this is the most fabulous cruise that anyone could ever ask for, the Baltic in the summertime, on the Radisson 7 Seas Voyager, where dream vacations do come true. You know, it's kind of a sad day, but I know we'll be back here. This is a cruise of a lifetime. On this 7-day voyage, we have found new friends and memories that will last forever. And many of these new friends get together and visit Stockholm. As the city of Stockholm unfolds before our eyes, with its inland water passageways, its metropolitan lifestyle, which hasn't forgot its wonderful past, we look back at the last 7 days with the Radisson 7 Seas Voyager. This has been one of the most remarkable journeys that we have ever had, visiting exotic ports, meeting wonderful people, and living a lifestyle that makes dreams come true. Rebecca and I would like to personally thank each and every member of the Radisson 7 Seas Voyager for making our trip the most wonderful cruise that we have ever had. So until we meet again, USA Golf and Travel wishes the best to you and yours, and get out and see the world.
I'm Mark Conroy, President and CEO of Radisson 7 Seas Cruises, coming to you from the Connoisseur Club on the 7 Seas Voyager, our newest ship. Well, Radisson 7 Seas is currently the largest luxury cruise liner in the world, and we carry about 125,000 guests a year. That's fairly small in reference to the other cruise industry, where about 9 million guests travel. But what basically the person that travels with us is the person who's probably been on a cruise before and is interested in something somewhat better, and probably with fewer people, because today the majority of the cruise ships are anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 guests, and we're only 700 guests. That's one of the strong features of our vessel, being one of few versus one of many. Luxury, some people define it in many different ways. Sometimes it's something that's posh, sometimes it's a lot of space, but many times it's just a matter of choice. You know, customers here can go ashore and spend all day along ashore and come back and be coddled. They can do as little as they want to do or as much as they like to do. It's really what sets us apart, I think, from most other cruise lines. And we hope that when you think about taking a cruise, that you think about Radisson 7 Seas.
Thank you for watching, and be sure to make your reservation on the Radisson 7 Seas Voyager.
Learning things, meeting people along the way. You'll want to know USA, golf and travel, meet old friends and new ideas from north to south, from sea to shining sea. It's the USA Golf and Travel Show.